Hello, thanks for joining me. I have been trying to do updates. As you can see, I have tried this numerous times.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to thank everyone for such a wonderful day yesterday.
Thanks for joining me today. The vet came to see Pastiche. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. The other goat that didn't eat this morning and is still of concern is Agent J. I want to give a big shout out to all of you who have helped us so much. Patrons, thank you. This is Tenzin. That's the boys. Bon is the black one. Pastiche is the brown one. Sometimes, just sometimes, the donkey, well, he gets himself into a little trouble. Hi, thanks for joining me here at the Sanctuary of Hope. And today I'm definitely going to get some of this up there. It's really the editing. We've had some long days. It's just been a long winter. I really apologize. I have not had time. Let me explain. Just in the last week, we now have Kane in a wheelchair, and Enoch will also be in a wheelchair in the next couple of days. He's still able to walk, but it would be much more comfortable for him to have a four-wheel wheelchair so he doesn't have to get up and down so often. Kane is doing well, but it takes a little bit of a process. It takes some time for him to get used to, so he can only be in it for short periods of time right now. It does seem to help his appetite and his drinking. He seems a little bit more happy being able to get up rather than having to lay in one spot. That's been a progressive problem of his arthritis, and I believe it's in his lumbar area, and now he has lost a lot of muscle mass in his right rear leg, and he's starting to lose it in the left rear leg. They're not strong enough to support him moving. He can stand, and with a little assistance he can move around, but the wheelchair makes him much more independent. So we're getting him adjusted to that, and hopefully that'll make his life a lot easier and a lot happier. Other things that have occurred. Sonny, Mr. Sunshine Burns, he came down with a case of goat polio. He had 5 grand mal seizures, and finally, after we've got all the drugs in him in between his seizing, he did stop, and he was completely blind for at least 12 hours, but usually that can be days. So he got real lucky. His vision is back. I'm going to say it's probably just from watching him 80% or so. But he is doing better. Hey, Scooby. And let's see, who else? Jacob. Jacob finally has a new plan to help his ear infection. This has been going on for now coming up on 2 years almost. And he's still having those episodes where he scratches his ears, flips over, and looks like he's having a seizure. They come and go along with the pressure in his ear, apparently. So our hero, Dr. Uden, she has come up with a plan that we're going to flush his ears daily and put medication inside them daily for 30 days and see how that goes. We know the medication is effective against the bacteria that's in his ears because she did swab it, have it tested, and she found out what it was and said, okay, there's 2 choices. One of them's a lot safer than the other, but not maybe as effective, but we're gonna go with the lot safer one. It's really difficult to ensure that the tympanic membrane is intact in a goat because it's impossible to see. It's really difficult to get that far down, and he did have some debris in his ears, so that would have made it even more difficult to see. But on x-rays, this one is from, let's see, August of last year. And then we have this one from this year, and you can see a slight reduction in the amount of junk in his inner or middle ear. So we're hoping that the ear drops will kill it all off, flushing it every day to break up any more debris. That should take care of that. Let's see, babies. The babies are getting big. Today I got to witness one get himself tangled up in a leg wrap and run around like a maniac, having fun. Let's see. And here's a few of the other efforts I made to try to get out and didn't have time to edit, but this will catch you up on some of the other things that have occurred. I want to give a big shout out to all of you who have helped us so much. Patrons, recent donors of our GoFundMe. Wow, thank you. You guys we're already, I think, halfway there, which is a tremendous help because these guys have been a bit costly this winter. Wheelchairs, medical expenses, doctor visits, etc. But they're doing well, and they're much happier because we're able to provide them this care, and we're able to provide them the care because you have been so generous. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me today. It's Sunday morning and I now have Tufts on the way out. Yesterday, one of our little guys, one of the younger guys, not the babies, but we call them the babies because they're still only just about 2 years old. They're some 3-year-olds. They're small, they're playful, so we refer to them as the babies. We'll say the young ones, one of them. His name is Pastiche. Well, he, we assume, somehow found mountain laurel or got a bite of some toxic plant and had all the classic signs of plant poisoning. And we treated him as such and had contacted Tufts. He was recovering really well yesterday. And then last night he took a turn for the worse and was back to slinging cud. No worse than that, but that's still bad. And this morning he still has cud coming out of his mouth and he does not look very happy. So I've contacted Tufts and the doctor is on her way out here. She'll be here in about an hour and a half, and we're gonna get to the bottom of what's going on. All right, so the vet came to see Pastiche. He is doing a little bit better. We are now still assuming that it was plant poisoning. He just had a couple of bouts of it. We have treated him, and he is now playing with his brother. He's drinking, he's chewing his cud. I haven't seen him eat, but I wouldn't expect him to eat much. We did fill him full of Mag-Lax, which is like milk of magnesia. That seemed to help pretty quick, and we had given him another round of charcoal before she arrived. He definitely seems to be improving, so fingers crossed on that one. Hope he continues to improve quickly. But before the vet got here, we had 2 other sick goats. You know, it can never be simple. So I noticed this morning when I fed, after calling the vet to arrange her coming to see Pastiche, I noticed Annie didn't eat. Annie was not feeling well. She's still not really feeling well. She's shivering a little bit. She doesn't have a temperature or anything. She's just more uncomfortable. So the bellyache, why she didn't eat, that's most likely because she actually ate an extra serving last night for dinner. She stole somebody else's after she finished, and her rumen is very full. The reason for the discomfort, though, is not related at all, but much more concerning. She has an abscess on her chest, and it has developed into this weird callus looking thing that needs to be trimmed off, and it's a little bit more complicated than what the vet could do today. So I'm going to have to bring her in to Tufts, and they'll do it while we're there. It is infected, so it has a little bit of a smell to it. She's on an antibiotic, and that just makes it a little bit more urgent to get her there so that we can get it all cleaned out and make her more comfortable again. The other goat that didn't eat this morning and is still of concern is Agent J, Annie's son. He didn't come off the bus right away. He was just lingering behind. He did come off for some bread, but he just wanted to go back on the bus and just relax. So he has a little bit of an appetite, but he's not drinking and he's not very active. Before the vet got here, we gave him some B vitamins and some Banamine for comfort in case he was in pain. and he seems to be improving. He's just still not drinking, but very alert for treats. The vet gave him a really good physical and could find nothing wrong and couldn't find out why he wouldn't be drinking or eating, or why he's being a little bit lumpy today, shall we say. He's not lethargic, but he's just not active. So hopefully that's just something. He has a little upset stomach like his mom, and that'll pass and everything will be okay there. It was the main goat paddock that decided to release themselves. They met up with Goat Team 1, so Goat Team 1 and Goat Team 2 got together, and they might have gotten away with a little bit longer, but they took the babies with them, and Mom was with me. Mom's always with me. Mom is always with me. And there's the babies. Somehow the babies just, disappeared with the rest of Goat Team 1 and 2, and then they broke out and went to a neighboring property because why not? But they didn't go very far. We caught them quite immediately, and they are all back now. I think Jackie's trying to figure out where they broke out. So our lady Gigi, our one-horned goat, has damaged the other horn quite significantly. She was playing with one of the other goats, maybe fighting a little too hard, and she chipped her horn. You can see it in this picture here. This chip exposed the inside soft tissue, and just beyond that soft tissue is blood. That's a blood vessel that goes through the horn. Luckily, the soft tissue wasn't damaged, and it is possible that she will be able to retain her horn. We're going to try to patch it up is what we're going to do. What we did was we pushed the wound in, cleaned it really, really well, soaked it in chlorhexidine, which is a good antibiotic, and then we put a little bit of an antibiotic cream called Furazone on it, wrapped it super tight with a piece of gauze over it to hold in the soft tissue, and now she's going to get a shot of a general antibiotic. She'll get that twice, and in 2 days we'll unwrap it, see how it looks, and possibly put in an epoxy patch to hold everything together if it still looks good. If not, then we do have a vet, luckily, that would be able to remove that horn and at the same time remove the remnants of the other horn, and then she'd be without her horns. So we're going to try to avoid that by patching her up and seeing how it goes. Sometimes, just sometimes, the donkey, well, he gets himself into a little trouble, and I guess when he gets himself into trouble, his solution is to lock himself away in somebody else's paddock. Oh no, indeed, that is the problem. He's not supposed to be in there, and he's gotten himself locked in. Huh, Boomy? Yeah, you're locked in. You gotta come out. Time for the girls to come home. You gotta go out.